First response is generic, that professional must be a reflective practitioner, somebody who is alive to the situation, who not only understands the concepts of empowerment, concepts of power distance, concepts of poverty, concepts of inequality in society, but is able to identify all these when confronted with empirical situations. In that situation, to be able to explore the possibility of what can be done to reduce the disparities is the kind of professional that we are looking for. And some of the competencies are generic. We provide choice among students to opt whether they would like to work in the government sector, to work in the corporate sector, or to work with the cooperatives or producer organizations or the non-profit civil society sector. And depending upon the combination of courses that they choose, they build their preparedness for any of these organizations. But the institute is ambivalent about any of the structures, systems that are there, because we believe that it is across the board contributions must be made in order to achieve distributed growth in our society. The distinctiveness comes from the fact that we have a fair amount of social science input that goes into the curriculum. So substantively, the course looks different. It's the mixture of economic rational analysis with a sociological perspective that makes it comprehensive, and that's something that usually MBA education doesn't provide. That's the reason why we claim that DMI's education is MBA plus and not anything less than an MBA program. And what is distinctive about us, about the learning environment, is honestly we try and practice as a way to transmit the values, the commitments of the institute to our students. We rarely preach. We do not exhort them to do things that they may not want to do. We try and create a fairly liberal environment inside the classroom, in the institute, and we really foster a sense of camaraderie, a sense of openness between the students and the faculty and the staff. It is the internal ambience through which we expect our students to imbibe many of the things that they learn inside the classroom. That's we are able to do because we are still small. It would increasingly become challenging as we grow. But at this time, since we have that strength, we do it, and we do it consciously, and we do it very well. This question about how do we see our future, we do have a strategic plan that we generated for ourselves. We are also governed under the new education policy that Government of India notified in 2020. As per that, it is not permissible to remain autonomous and standalone institution. So all institutions like DMI must grow and attain the status of an university by 2040. So by 2030, we are hoping to have a larger student population. That is, we are working towards growth. That's the first this thing. On the second, there are miles to go in producing empirical knowledge, and we ourselves believe that we know far too little than what needs to be known about the context, and we need a lot more empirical material that can be brought inside the classroom, that can be discussed in the faculty, that would enrich our academic environment. Our discussions should center around a lot more evidence-based empirical material. Through our care centers, which are collaborative action research and education, we have adopted them as the spearheads under 4 different themes and 3 different dimensions. We are working so that we can enlarge the level of knowledge that is required in development.